Well, what an absolutely shocking performance that was. I am slightly concerned that we are starting to potentially bottle it against these so-called big sides around us. Our results have not been good, echoed by the fact of today's performance. This is your instant match reaction to Aston Villa nil, Tottenham Hotspur 4. Hello and welcome to the Villa Park podcast. It's me, Rich, and I'm back with your instant reaction to, yes, Aston Villa nil, Tottenham Hotspur 4. And after all the build up this week, it being our biggest game of the season, kind of top four defining, as we wanted to call it, this was an absolute shocker of a performance. Everyone across the pitch let themselves down, and we were second best all over the pitch. Yeah, it was really bad, and I thought we got totally out tactic, totally outplayed, totally outthought, totally outfought, and absolutely thoroughly deserved for Tottenham that 4-0 victory. They were clinical with their finishing, they were well organised, they were a threat on the break, and they were everything that Villa weren't. Hit the like button, no, please do. Help cheer me up by spreading the word of the channel. Hit the subscribe button. We're pushing on to 3,500 subscribers, well on the road to 4K. So we want to hit that as soon as possible. So like, subscribe, and get your comments in, your thoughts on today's game. I mean, there's not much to say about it other than shocking. But does it open up wider concerns about the rest of the season, and whether we have got it in us to push for top four? I don't want to go overboard. I don't want to overreact or get into too much of a rant. We've been on decent form of late, but I will come on to the slight concerns that I've got towards the end of the video, and you let me know your thoughts of whether you agree with me or not. But we started off the team, and yeah, fairly defensive today, going with an actual five across the back. It was obviously obviously Emi Martinez in goal. Sorry, Cash right wing back. Ezri Konsa, Clement Longley, and Pau Torres as the three centre backs. Luca Dean, left wing back. Then we had McGinn, Louise, Tielemans in midfield, and we had Bailey supporting Watkins up front. And to be honest, it took us a little bit of time to get into that formation. And we weren't necessarily finding our passes. We were again trying to take the sting out of the game, trying to, I guess, lull Tottenham into a full sense of security. And then when they were getting the ball in their defensive third, we were trying to put pressure on or trying to block the passing lanes so that they made a mistake and we could capitalise on the break. And yeah, other than Tottenham having one or two threatening attacks, it didn't really trouble us. We did look a little bit sluggish with the ball. It did take us a little bit of time to get used to the formation, as I said. But after, say, 15, 20 minutes, we did start to get used to it. Tielemans was winning the ball in a couple of decent areas. Bailey was picking the ball up in a couple of decent areas. But what was lacking was that final pass or that player to take it on and have that conviction. Watkins had an effort where he tried to cut inside back on his right foot, hit the shot, and it got blocked out for a corner. I think Bailey had a couple of efforts where he could have played players in, but Tottenham just got a block on it. And it was very similar at the other end. Tottenham had one or two attacks where the ball flashed across the box, or they almost played someone through, but didn't quite do it. And it was kind of that all the way through the first half. Luca Dean had an effort right at the end where we worked a decent set piece, and he made a late run into the box, flashed a head out, and it just went wide. But apart from that, there wasn't too much to write home about with the first half, and you could say that we were relatively happy with that. Yes, we hadn't done much in terms of our attacking threat, but we had caused one or two problems, picked up the ball in one or two areas. We were isolating Watkins onto Romero or Van de Ven, and then potentially if we could have got more players around him, we could have got something out of it. So you're thinking, right, second half start well, and start on the front foot. And we tried to do that. We had a couple of efforts right at the start. I think Tielemans had a blocked effort, but it was always going to be that first goal that was going to be the issue. And ball down Tottenham's right hand side. I think Pau Torres maybe trying to play offside, which our line had been decent at that point, trying to play offside, not necessarily strong enough in the tackle. Pape Sarr gets through, nearly stumbles, but keeps his foot in, plays a wonderful first time cross into the box. Maybe Emi Martinez could have come for it. I don't know. It's in one of those difficult areas. Madison, with a smart finish with his left foot, puts it in the corner, and then that sets up Tottenham then, the perfect tonic for them to kind of build from there. And it didn't take them long to get another goal, and this was really, really, really bad. And we'd been threatening this. We've been very slow on the ball, very slow to look for passes. Some of our midfielders weren't necessarily looking for the ball, but you can't excuse Ezri Konsa for this. And he's been a little bit sluggish on the ball for the last few weeks. He gives the ball away in a terrible, terrible area. And I think it might be Kulusevski, picks it up, slots it into, it might be Son actually, slots it into Brennan Johnson, who just, finishes into the roof of the net. Easy finish. And it's 2-0 on 53 minutes, 3 minutes after Tottenham scored their first, and the game's over. The game is over. You're not gonna get back into it from there. And Villa's heads really dropped, and it was obvious to see that John Mcginn was getting himself a little bit worked up. He was the one who was careering around the pitch. He was trying to make something happen by example, as such, not necessarily telling players what to do. But you could see he was, putting in some challenges. We did almost get in on one occasion, through Mcginn tackling, but we didn't, and ultimately I think it was a block shot again, blocked effort. But after that, Udogie got past him and he just absolutely swiped him. Really, really bad tempered challenge. Maybe it was a slight debate as to whether it was a straight red, but the referee gave him the straight red. It was checked by VAR, and to be honest, you can't really have too many arguments for it, in my opinion. Again, let me know your thoughts in the comments. But as soon as that happens, it's completely game over. And we tried, obviously, bringing Diaby on. We tried with Zaniolo. We tried with Moreno, but we just couldn't really get anything going. And 10 minutes of injury time, and Tottenham managed to get two more goals. They're cruising anyway, but Son obviously gets his customary goal against Aston Villa, and Werner, who's a late substitute, obviously again scores a goal, and it's 4-0. Well deserved ultimately. And it's just a poor, poor, poor performance. And my concern is that the majority of games we've played against these teams that are around us, the likes of Newcastle, both home and away, Liverpool obviously away, Man United home and away, Tottenham at home, we've lost. We've only beaten Brighton at home, who were kind of around us, West Ham at home, and we've beaten Tottenham away, which we were quite lucky in. You can pick up the results against Arsenal and City. Fair enough, they're one-offs, but you've got to beat these teams around you. And we've got these teams to come up. We've got West Ham away next. We've got Chelsea at home. We've got Liverpool at home. We've got to win. We've got Arsenal and City away. We've got to pick up points in these games. And have we got the bottle to do it? Because today, yes, you can say we had a game on Thursday, but today was the game to go at them and go after them. And is Emery overthinking it a bit too much? Should he have played that five at the back? Should we have just gone natural and gone into our game and played our game? Were we kind of giving ourselves too much to think about, too much to do, rather than going and playing our natural game? Or after half time, could he have gone to back to our normal formation and gone at Tottenham after holding them off? These are all questions after the game that I'm sure they will ask, but it just wasn't good enough. Ultimately, wasn't good enough, and that's the disappointing thing. But we have to pick up results against these teams around us, because we've got lots of tough games coming. Tottenham, yes, have got tough games coming, but they will say they're in the driving seat now. They've got the game in hand. They're only 2 points behind us with that game in hand. They've obviously picked up some goals back against us. And look, it's just so disappointing. Some of the players as well. Douglas Luiz yet again, in my opinion, going hiding in a big game where he should be dominating the midfield. Got absolutely bossed in midfield. Yes, you could say he was maybe slightly outnumbered, but there's times where he was just holding onto the ball and just getting it picked off him too easily. Ollie Watkins played like he was tired today. Yes, he was come running in behind, but he kept trying to check back and trying to overcomplicate things when he should have just gone direct. Leon Bailey looked really tired today, didn't know what he wanted to do, kind of looked a bit lost in that first half in that position, but just, yeah, nowhere near good enough today. Ezri Konsa as well, not being great, not being as assured on the ball as he maybe could have been. So you're talking about our spine of the team there, our mainstays of the team that haven't been good. And obviously John McGinn, he will be extremely disappointed in himself. Yes, I thought he was playing well. He was the only probably Villa player playing well, but you can't afford to be getting sent off like that. You cannot, especially as captain. He's going to miss the next 3 league games now. We've obviously got Kamara out as well for the rest of the season. That is really putting us in trouble. Really putting us in trouble. So, look, we've got to hold our nerve now. The pressure is well and truly on. Can we do it? That is the ultimate aim. We've obviously got Ajax on Thursday. We've got West Ham next week. Another big week. We have to get 2 big results to take us into that international break. I don't want to go over the top. It's one game, but it is a big game that we've just got beat, and we've got well beaten. So yeah, I'm very disappointed. Hopefully we can turn it round. I don't know if we'll be back later on for a full match reaction. Maybe we'll wait to let the dust settle. Maybe back tomorrow or Tuesday for fans forum. But hit the like button anyway, guys. Let me know your thoughts in the comments. Subscribe to the channel. Help us continue to grow. Thank you for all your support. Disappointing day. Thank you all for watching. And as always, remember, we all follow the Villa.